All throughout the world, anti-Semitism was very common, but it was most common in the country of Germany. This was greatly influenced by Adolf Hitler, the leader of the Nazi Party. Hitler promoted intensive hatred towards many races, but specifically towards the Jewish people.
On May 13, 1939, 937 Jewish people boarded the St. Louis ship in Hamburg, Germany, hoping to find refuge in a country across the Atlantic Ocean, and to leave the gruesome anti-Semitic surroundings of Germany behind them.
The captain of the St. Louis ship was a man by the name of Gustav Schroeder, a 54-year-old man who was determined to help save the lives of every single one of the Jewish people on board.
The St. Louis ship departed at a port in Hamburg, Germany, and traveled in a southwest direction across the Atlantic Ocean, eventually reaching the capital of Cuba, Havana.
On May 27th, the ship arrived in Havana. When they got there, they found out that their landing permits were invalid. All passengers were devastated. Not only were they hated in their homeland, but they were also denied refugee status by another nation across the ocean. Their hope for finding refuge in a nation other than Germany was decreasing very quickly.
As a last resort, the 937 Jewish people seeking refuge status set sail to Canada. When they arrived, Prime Minister King was not happy and felt like this was not a Canadian problem. The Minister of Immigration, Frederick Charles Blair, said no country could open its doors wide enough to take in the hundreds of thousands of Jewish people who wanted to leave Europe. The line must be drawn somewhere.
On June 6, 1939, the St. Louis ship turned back towards Europe. The passengers were eventually accepted into various European countries, including Britain, France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. But soon, World War II broke out, and the Nazi expansion was continuing at a high rate. These Jews were now at a high risk of being captured by the Nazis and brought to one of the horrid concentration camps.
These camps were created to hold Jews as prisoners, where they were tortured, abused, beaten, and often killed. Many historians believed that approximately 25% of the Jews on board of the St. Louis ship were sent and later killed in the concentration camps that were ran by the Nazi Party.
After the war, Prime Minister King was aware of all statistics regarding the Nazi-ran concentration camps and was truly disgusted. Ever since World War II, Canada has evolved to be an extremely multicultural and diverse nation, accepting all races from all over the world. Much of this positive progress was due to the leadership of Prime Minister Trudeau. As of 2010, approximately 20% of Canadian citizens were foreign-born. These stats go to show how far Canada has come as a country when it comes to acceptance. Canada ranks 14th in the world regarding the percent of immigrants in a country. Karim al-Hassani, the 49th leader of the Islami Muslims, now describes Canada as the most successful pluralist society on the face of the globe, a model for the world.